Hello peeps, and welcome back to Dwarf Fortress. Alright, so when I last left off, I was working on getting a few basic things going on here. I have a couple of workshops outside. Most of my dwarves right now are trapped out in the rain, and I feel really bad for them. So we're going to try and solve that problem. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to have to connect over to Dwarf Therapist, which unfortunately I can't show with fraps. So, I'm just going to kind of do this off camera. You guys have seen Dwarf Fortress, or if you played Dwarf Fortress, you've seen Dwarf Therapist. So, I'm not going to worry too much about that. For right now, I am going to set my useless noble dwarf as my secondary miner. Because I made two picks. And with a second dwarf doing some mining, I'll be able to get more work done. Now, we've got the basics set up, and sound sense is really loud again. There we go. We'll take that down to negative 35 decibels. Holy crap. Alright, so let's see here. I'm going to want to have... How much further do I have to go down? I've got quite a decent ways there. So what we're going to do is we're going to punch another hole in... Oh, no. Need to designate for mining. We're going to drill a hallway into here. And then we're going to have a large area drilled in here with a couple of entrances. This is going to be used as a stockpile, a temporary stockpile. I'll eventually repurpose it for other things, but for right now, I want a place where my dwarves can get in out of the rain. So we'll go with that for now. The dwarf who has skill in mining is going to work a lot faster than the other one. Although this is dirt, so it doesn't take him very long, regardless. Let's see, right now I've got 5 idlers. I can be doing something about that. So let's go ahead and we're going to designate, chop some trees. We're going to knock down that tree. And we're also going to knock down the 2 that are very close to the entrance to my fort. Now for right now, I'm just going to leave the wood where it falls. I'm not going to worry too much about that. Kel Ilblimistum has become an expedition leader. By the way, if you guys want a dwarf named after you, let me know in the comments. And I will be happy to name dwarves after people. Now, why was that tree so small? I seriously only got 4 logs from that? It's being supported by a bayberry tree, apparently. Or I guess the ginkgo tree grew into the bayberry tree. That's weird. Okay, whatever. Let's go ahead and we'll dig out a few more trees. Because you can never have enough lumber and you can never piss the elves off enough. Speaking of the elves, I am going to have to do something soon, probably sooner rather than later, about the pointy ears. Because they are at war with me in this location, and it is only a matter of time before one of them happens to stroll in upon my fort and cause me trouble, I'm sure. So, let's see, we're hitting rock over here. What rock are we hitting? Siltstone, which, if I recall correctly, is a sedimentary. That also means that the rock layer is going to continue up here, which means I can probably drill another area off to here to use as my farming area. So, we're going to cancel my designation from here for the moment. And this, I'm going to make an up-down stair. Now, he won't drill that out yet because I removed the designation, so there's a solid wall in the way of that. But that's going to be my primary exploratory mine shaft going down. For the moment, we'll just let these guys work over here. And I'm going to put some beds in on here. That'll at least give my dwarves some place to sleep where they're out of the rain. Now, I'm also going to go ahead and remove all of these buildings. Because none of them currently have tasks, and I'm going to rebuild them inside where it's safe. One of my dwarves apparently took a break to go get a drink, which, considering it appears to be my good miner, more power to him. Well, now the other one went to go take a drink. Okay, looks like some of them are snoozing. Yep, we got 4 sleepyheads. We got 2 people digging, and we've got a mason with no job. A weasel and a giant tear-cell peregrine. Okay, well, whatever. We're going to put our workshops... No. We're going to put our workshops back in here. We're going to leave a little bit of room for the dwarves to get by, but we're going to do a mason's workshop there. Carpenter's workshop there. And I'm going to build these out of wood for the moment, just because I have the most of it now. We're going to need a wood furnace. Actually, I don't need a wood furnace anymore. I need smelters. So we'll build this one out of siltstone, as well as this one. And we'll put our blacksmith's forge right there. And that we're going to make out of granite. Not that it makes a difference, but I want to build it out of a better stone. Siltstone is kind of a cheap-ass stone, and granite at least feels dwarfy. If you're gonna build a workshop out of something, at least make it seem kind of dwarfy, you know? At least a dwarfy one, like the forge. I mean, mason's workshop, yeah, that's kind of dwarfy. Carpenter's workshop, that's elf speak there. Smelters, yeah, I have to make those out of stone, but... Okay. We're going to go ahead and designate another area of the same size over here. With the same entrances. We'll let them get to work on that. And we're going to put a stockpile over here. We're going to make this a custom stockpile with frickin' everything enabled. Now, I'm not going to leave everything enabled. For example, we're going to disable refuse. We're going to disable corpses. We're going to disable other stone. Actually, we're going to enable other stone. We're going to turn off. We're going to forbid other stone. We'll leave economic and metal ores on. And clay. Ammo's good. Wood. For right now, we'll go ahead and let them put wood in. And we're going to designate this stockpile to take up this entire area. This will allow my dwarves to bring their stuff in. Get it out of the elements. We're also going to craft a few doors, because that way I can wall off the entrance to my fortress. That's going to be very necessary. We're going to make a couple of wheelbarrows while I'm at it. We'll go ahead and make 4 wooden wheelbarrows, because that will allow my dwarves to take wheelbarrows out and use that to carry some of the heavier stuff. Okay, all of that is nicely built. But yeah, like the metal ore that he's hauling in right now, it's really heavy. If he had a wheelbarrow, that would make it much easier. We're going to go ahead and set 4 max wheelbarrows. Okay, let's check our settings. Settings are good. Now, see how that one is hauling the wheelbarrow out, and now I've got 2 of them with wheelbarrows? That'll let them take the wheelbarrows out and use that to haul some of the heavier stuff. Now, I'm also going to go ahead and remove the wagon, because that'll get me a few logs. Now, I haven't figured out what to do with my livestock yet. The turkeys don't need to graze, neither do the cats or the dogs. What the hell is up with... What the hell's up with the camel? It's not thirsty, it's not hungry. It's just wandered off. It got startled by something. What startled it? Giant ravens. Damn birds are back. May need to see if we can shoot some of them. I don't have any crossbows, but I got plenty of wood. They'll make good target practice. Alright, for now, I'm going to come over to Dwarf Fortress, the window, and I'm going to disable hauling. On my miner. And the guy who I gave the pickaxe who had no mining skill is already up to level 6. Because he's been digging so much dirt. So yeah, putting points in mining early is nice for the early game speed boost, but you don't really need it. The other miner who I started at level 5 mining is up to level 11. Just from what he's doing here. Okay. Let's go ahead and put these 2 doors in. That'll give me a way to lock down the fort if I have to. I'm also going to turn mining off on my backup miner. Let him do some hauling. Probably should not have brought the wood in. I should disable wood in this stockpile. I should just break this smelter too. Yeah, for right now, I'm going to disable wood in this stockpile. just to get him to bring the other more important stuff in. Like the wood that's already in there, that's fine. It can be in there. But, yeah. Oh, hello. Alright, let's go ahead and set our designations for our up-down stairway. That looks good. Except here, we'll make it a down stairway. And then coming down from here, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 spaces. We're going to change this to up stairways. We'll dig through the first 20 layers from ground level. And it helps if I break that open. Now eventually I'll probably come through here and do another staircase that goes more down towards the central area of the fort. This is just an exploratory one that's kind of off to the side. I have struck tetrahedrite and microcline. So we know we have copper ore here. We also have the ability to get silver. It looks like the siltstone layer goes down quite a ways. Which is nice. Be even nicer if I can actually discover an iron ore. More tetrahedrite. So there's going to be copper everywhere. There's the marble. So there's my flux stone right there. Marble. Which means that the next few layers are all going to be marble. We're going to let him finish digging that out, unless he runs across a cavern or something. If he runs across a cavern, we're going to have to deal with that. Oh, he's going up. Okay. Alright, that works. He can finish that up. Now he'll come down here and he'll start working on this. More microcline. Pink tourmaline. And saving. Do I have monthly autosaves on? Because it doesn't feel like it should be summer. No, it's only April 1st. What the hell? Autosave seasonal. Wait, it is summer. Summer in April. Okay, whatever. It's going to be interesting to me, once he finishes this first exploratory staircase, to go back up and start digging off to the sides a little bit. That's quartzite, okay? Just to see if I have access to any other types of minerals. Struck mica. I'm going to go back up and make sure everything up here is going according to plan. Looks like they're making decent headway hauling stuff in. For right now, I'm going to set a zone in here as a meeting area, in order to keep my dwarves from hanging out outside. And I also need to set an area out here we're going to set that as a pasture. We have unfilter, non-grazing, and we're going to assign the stray horse and the stray two-humped camel to that pasture zone. So that they'll come over here and hang out. They'll come over here, they'll hang out, they'll eat all the grass, and then at some point sooner or later I'll build a butcher shop and we'll have meat. Where the hell did the camel go? There it is. And those ravens. Okay, I need to set up farming sooner rather than later. So, we're going to build a farm plot. And what I usually do is I usually do a 5x5 plot for plump helmets. And then I do 5x3 plots for the other plants. Which just happens to work out almost perfectly if you have it set like this. Okay, go ahead and resume. Why are my dwarves just hanging out? Are we already done digging the whole way down? Found microclimb? No, apparently my one dwarf is just being useless. It's on break or whatever. No job. No job. No job. You've got plenty to do. Believe me, you have plenty to do. There's a shitload of stuff out here. Get to work. Get to work, or I will have you test the elf welcoming system when I build it. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be a little while before they get everything in there. I am going to set up a small stockpile over here, which I'm going to run 2 squares in front of here and the whole way down. We're going to change the settings on this. We're going to block all, but we're going to permit seeds. We're also going to remove all of the barrels because I want the seeds stored in bags on here, not in barrels. Because if you have seeds in a barrel and someone picks that barrel up to go get a seed, now all of the seeds are inaccessible. So I want them in bags sitting on the stockpile, not in barrels. Now we'll come to this one and we will forbid seeds. And that'll make my dwarves at some point here come over and grab all of the seeds, take them over there, and drop them in the stockpile. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and set up our planting. So, spring, summer, autumn, and winter, plump helmets. Shift enter all seasons. Let's try that. Shift enter to set cave wheat on all seasons that it's capable of being on. That works. Amazing. I love DF hacks sometimes. Okay. This one's going to be pigtails. All seasons. This one is going to be quarry bushes all seasons. This one is going to be sweet pods all seasons. Nice. And that should get my dwarves, my planter dwarf, it should get him to work planting. Soon. Right now I've still got a lot of hauling to do. If we take a look over here, hamster remains. We've got some thread, some cloth, some granite, bituminous coal, leather. We've got some ale just sitting out here. Dwarven rum. So yeah, it's necessary for us to cancel plant seeds, needs pigtail seeds. I have pigtail seeds. Apparently somebody is carrying them at the moment. Alright, we're going to set up 2 more workshops. We're going to set up my kitchen, which I'm going to put, say, right here. And we're going to set up my brewery. Still. Which we're going to set up down here. And the still is an important building. It's a dwarfy building. That's getting built out of copper bars. Okay. We're going to come up here to my carpenter's workshop. And can I make wooden nest boxes? Wooden ball, wooden corkscrew, wooden chest, bed, cage, animal trap buckets. I can't make a wooden nest box. Whatever. I'll have to set up a Craftsdwarf's workshop. I'm not worried about it at the moment. Okay, currently only my miner is lacking a job because he finished doing his work. He's not allowed to haul. So, we're going to come down to this level and we're going to start an exploratory tunnel. It's going to run to all sides. Then it's going to come straight up from here, as far as it can go, which would be to about there. And then here we're going to do 10, 20. We're going to go 20 in between. So right now we're not really concerned in hitting everything that this place has to offer. We just want to get an idea of the layout. We want to get the lay of the land. Figure out what all is here that we can exploit. That's going to be about it for this layer. So I'll need to connect this, which we'll do 20 off of here. Like that. And we will let our miner happily dig until the cows come home. Except he's going to go to sleep. Okay, whatever. That's fine. It's fine. He's worked hard. He needs his sleep. I'm not going to fault him for that one. Alright. How are our stockpiles looking? Not much meat, plenty of drink, decent amount of plants, a little bit of fish. Oh god, I forgot about fisher dwarves. Wonder how many of those I'm gonna get. Additional options, TF hack. Bedrooms. Beds, built beds. Units without bedrooms 7. Q, order more beds. Nice. Okay, so that is a very nice feature in DF hack. Tell you how many of your dwarves don't have beds or bedrooms. Also tells you how many beds you have and how many dwarves you have. So if you have too many dwarves and not enough beds, you can order more from that screen. That's nice. Alright, we'll let Ernest McDigger go down there and do his thing. And then I'm also going to need to build... I'm going to need a crafts dwarf's workshop. So for right now we're going to put it in the kitchen area. I really wish it wouldn't use coke as a building material. Unfortunately, you can't set coke from here. Like, you can't forbid it as a building material from this screen. Ah, whatever. It'll be fine. My dwarves are having to haul the camel back constantly. That's starting... I have struck bituminous coal. Nice. That's what we want to see. Now, if I can just hit an ore of iron. What is that? Chert? Yeah. Oh crap, that's going to prompt all of my dwarves to come down here and grab it. Oh well. That's fine. I really wish they'd finish hauling the stuff from up here first, but whatever. So, I may need to get the miner dwarf. Actually, let's go ahead and enable the other miner dwarf. Because he's mostly just standing around like a derp. Okay, I'm going to build another workshop. I need a mechanics workshop, which we're going to put in here also. And I don't want to make it out of, well, I guess I could make it out of marble, but I'm going to be moving it, so we'll just make this out of logs. Oh, my dwarves did go get the marble. Because marble is an economic stone, so it's not counted under the regular stone. Okay, let's go into the still. Actually, I don't need to brew anything yet. I'd rather let my dwarves continue working for a little bit. Once my drink and my food stock starts to run a little low, then I'll worry more about that. Alright, so, while all of that happens, let's take a look around. Because there is a stream down here that I'm eventually going to want to tap into in order to do something. I'm not sure what. That stream is a lot of Z levels down from my fort. That's on Z level 135, and this is 139, so it's up 4 levels. Those cardinals? Giant cardinals. Alright. Well, let's see. I need someone to be set as a stonecrafter. My mason seems like a good choice for that. So we'll enable stone crafting on him, struck bituminous coal and gray chalcedony, and more tetrahedrite. So far it's looking like tetrahedrite and bituminous coal, which isn't terrible, especially if I can find some cassiterite, I'll be able to make bronze. And then, of course, eventually the goblins will come, and with them comes Goblin Christmas, and I'll have plenty of iron to work with then. But for the moment, it looks like I'm going to be stuck with copper and possibly bronze, depending on what they find. Okay. Now the Craftstore's workshop needs to be created, so I have to wait for my mason to get off his ass. Should also probably enable wood carving, or wood crafting. I'll do that on my woodcutter / carpenter. Bones I'm not going to have access to too much in the early game, so we'll hold off on bone crafting. Don't need that at the moment. Struck green jade. Yeah, it's looking like an ironless map. Normally, if I was going to hit iron, I would have hit it within the first couple of tunnels. Okay, can I make a nest box from here? Yes, I can make a wooden nest box from here. So we'll go ahead and make 4 wooden nest boxes. Chrysoprase, indigo tourmaline. So lots of gems, lots of copper, lots of bituminous coal, which I really like, because that's going to save me a lot of tree cutting. Which, don't get me wrong, I don't mind cutting down trees. I'm not some elf. But the less my dwarves have to go outside to cut down the blasted things, the happier I am. And the ability to use coal instead of charcoal is a pretty big asset, especially in the early game when I don't have very good defenses, and the best defense is not going outside. How are we doing up here? It looks like they finally got all of that crap. So we're going to make 10 wooden bins. Cat, get out behind my computer. And quit knocking over my bottles. The last time you went behind my computer, you shut it off. So we're not going to play that game. Alrighty. This, I think, is going to mark the end of episode 2. We didn't get a whole lot done, but at least our dwarves are safe, happy, and out of the rain, for the most part. Migrants! Maybe we're not going to end it quite yet. We got a migrant wave. Let's see what we got. Is that it? 2? 2 migrants. Two migrants. Holy crap! One of them is a level 11 grower, and one of them is a level 11 mason. So we have some decisions to make. because my grower, his services are kind of no longer required. So he can move off to doing other stuff. And same with my mason. My mason, I think, can focus more on other stuff because I've got a level 11 mason. Well, damn. They've got pretty high social skills, too. Holy crap. Granted, yeah, it's only 2 migrants, and that's kind of irritating, but 2 migrants with those kind of skills? Whew. Alright, so that's where I'm going to call this episode. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Dagger with Dwarf Fortress Episode 2. Episode 3, I think I might let things run a little bit and get a little more of the exploratory tunneling done down here, so that next episode we can start carving out actual lodgings and work areas for our dwarves instead of just having holes dug in the dirt. Because having holes dug in the dirt, not very dwarfy. Sometimes it's a necessary evil, but I'd prefer to have my dwarves living in comfort and luxury, like the marble level down here. So we'll look at probably doing that sometime, maybe next episode, at least getting it started. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you later, peeps.